here, they are very distinguished. It's just that when you pair them against each other, it's extremely, extremely hard to tell.
And I am so excited to see how these two decide to match up. Again, I know the warm-up was hidden, but we saw numbers well above 200 attack per minute from these two. And already, both of them well off to the races. WESTL 5 pieces per second, and Vince not really falling that far behind.
Look at T-spin setups coming from WESTL here. Oh, look at this clean well.
Oh, Vince, yeah, unfortunately broke Surge a little bit early. We have 600 versus score from WESTL. Despite how incredible Vince is able to stay efficient, it may not be enough. Vince may have to find exactly where these attacks are going to strike at their most potent opportunity. Well, that's already one early misdrop there from Vince. Things stacking out of control, and a 1 APP round from WESTL, and that's already 2 very quick rounds.
Yeah, Vince is not going to be quite happy with these misdrops.
All right, both players in a PC over, just stacking on top of the PCO opener. Seen a lot of success in Season 2.
Look at this APM spawn coming from WESTL. All beautiful T-spins and Tetrises. Not an all-spin in sight, but look at how much the... Oh my god.
Okay.
Dude.
What?
You can see WESTL's trying to go for that TST, but oh my god. Punished immediately.
WESTL was on the event horizon of a black hole and said, you know what, I want to experiment with this further. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of great outcomes historically when you're in that position.
Not gonna face WESTL too much though. On a 9...
Oh, but this is... Yeah, pretty solid Surge deficit, but Vince pops it a bit early as WESTL, despite being behind on Surge, able to still send so much damage so quickly.
But look at this Vince building Surge back
wow.
up. It's going to be a KO 42 spike.
Over 250 attack per minute from Vince in just that short time window. And as quickly as things looked a bit easy there for WESTL, Vince immediately tying it up 2 games apiece. Oh, but very nice center well play from WESTL.
Donation from WESTL.
You know, I think WESTL just so used to playing quickly with the center well that if you just you understand in advance what those donations can look like, just from experience.
Most definitely.
Oh, Vince pops back to back. There's double misdrop. That's gonna be.
Oh my god! Vince immediately loses Surge advantage, and WESTL immediately takes the opportunity for the top out there.
WESTL preventing Vince from grabbing the advantage.
The C-spin opener from Vince.
And that was just trying
to find
ancient old vanilla C-spin. But this is a lot of Surge building up really quickly, and especially on top of ST stacking or LST, that could be a lot of damage very quickly, given that there's not a lot of all spins necessary.
Yeah, but
we'll try to prop over on the side.
Okay, WESTL loses Surge.
Oh my!
Wow. Okay.
That didn't even really seem like a misdrop or anything else. I think it was just there was so much damage that came in from Vince that WESTL was like, oh, surely it cannot be that bad. But again, we are in round of 16 of the Tetra World Championships this year. Unfortunately, things can be that bad if you're not ready for it. And as I say that, there's another misdrop as Vince is just holding on to that Surge, knows that the win condition is within his grasp, and that is going to mean Vince now has the lead for the first time with 4-3.
It became very quick, very ugly, very quickly for WESTL after one singular misdrop, as Vince was able to find the punish immediately.
Well, this is a lot of back-to-back, without a lot of pieces there from Vince.
Yeah, the follow-up attack from Vince, not very good. WESTL is gonna take it away and start building up the Surge here. Oh, that's almost a perfect Surge break. Okay. Vince survives, though. Look at that survival.
Yeah, but Vince is not out of the woods. Vince needs to still find a way down and realizes that 8 combo down stack not only countering a lot of what WESTL is sending over, but also making sure that there's cheese, preventing WESTL from having a lethal spike in the meantime, and is able to reversal.
Yeah, sends all that cheese back to WESTL. WESTL caught off guard, not able to cheese race in time.
All right, early eye, we'll see TKI from both Vince and WESTL. We are on the TKI timeline, regardless of what season of Tetrio we're playing with.
Oh, pretty tough.
Oh, that's
Vince. Yeah, okay. Vince tried to set up this pretty ambitious all-spin setup. Unfortunately, did not have the pieces for it. WESTL finds the punish right away.
Yeah, and that's just the fact that WESTL is able to send 300 APM at a moment's notice. If you are not prepared and you have no resources to get to your garbage, WESTL can very quickly snuff things out. But Vince
survived the surge break. WESTL out of resources though. No, finds a clean, finds another well, but Vince has surge.
Vince forecasting the all spins, just does not have a lot of good options for regular T-spins and quads, but is able to still keep such good efficiency. WESTL's downstack options are running dry, but thankfully has a little bit of access to the clean, going to be able to get out and live to see another day.
Yeah, well played from WESTL there, leveraging pure speed. And now WESTL will want to leverage that speed even more with the surge break. No, Vince survives though, yet again.
And again, WESTL has not really relied too much on speed this round alone, sitting a little bit in between 4 and 5 pieces per second. Vince, oh my goodness. Just a few less lines in the queue, and that would have been the perfect way to forecast that T-spin double and neutralize the garbage, but just enough pressure there from WESTL. Truly, every millisecond for this damage output does matter to ensure that WESTL is able to keep running with this train.
Oh my god, what did I just look at on WESTL's screen? He had a misdrop and then fixed it in like one
Oh, that's a bad placement of those eyepieces. Oh, able to get to 2 so quickly.
Needs to find a defense against this. Oh, wait, never mind. Vince misdrops. Yeah, opportunity for WESTL to recover and to build surge of his own now.
Oh, Vince finding the downstack multiplier. Oh, misses the ice spin.
Whoa! Okay, wait, no, can get out of this. Yes, gets away with it.
The double INQ was essential there to make sure that Vince still had enough in the tank left for the survival.
Indeed, oh my god. Some elegant Z-spins from Vince here. A little bit greedy here with the setup. Oh my god.
So many creative all-spins. Again, we mentioned it before that Vince is going to go for the creative option as long as it presents itself in a somewhat enticing manner. And honestly, it seems to be working out pretty well for Vince. Has the surge advantage right now, lets it rip. But WESTL has enough on the board, able to still survive. Oh my goodness, Vince!
Oh, that's so close for a comfort. Might get out of it though. Nice skim. But dependency. And WESTL notices the opportunity to top out Vince. Takes that right away. So well played from WESTL.
There is still a 1-game difference between Vince and WESTL. We are 11 rounds in. There is truly no shortage of close, nail-biting matches for TWC this evening.
Indeed. Yeah, we've watched so many games that are this close, and this might just be another one.
All right, well, right now, WESTL starting to speed up a little bit. The stack is quite low, but Vince has a lot of clean garbage as long as he's able to access it with 2 very well-timed Z-spin doubles, nearly getting a revive condition just on the regular. Able to still keep this back-to-back going, while WESTL right now, low on the board, keeping that board extremely manageable, able to take a lot of garbage, but Vince... That's more than a board and a half worth of garbage, and there's not much you can do if you don't already have something prepared.
And I think WESTL was just completely caught off guard there.
All right, WESTL continuing with the sensor. Well, we've seen WESTL, again, with the ability to just play faster than your opponent. You get to control where that well spawns. You don't have to wait for the garbage. But again, Vince able to work with the garbage and send off those lethal spikes even earlier than WESTL's able to with the just raw attack power alone. Vince right now up a single game. We still have not seen this lead exceed 2 or 3 this entire set.
Oh, perfect for WESTL here. Oh, but the STSD, no! That's too greedy of an STSD. Even WESTL could not get away with that. No.
Yeah, definitely very, very interesting to see. Again, like WESTL can get away with many different shenanigans, such as, you know, the doubled S overhang there to make sure that stack was clean. But
so with these like elegant T-spin like donations, I can't do. And look at the surge too. All right, Vince's board is.
Oh, this is a lot of.
Yeah, beautiful surge break too. Slowly getting there. Yeah, slowly.
This is another, I think, 250 APM round. I got to start keeping track of this more. Chad, you got to help me with this. I think most of the win conditions have involved 250 attack per minute or higher, which for, I think, every single other match we've seen tonight, it just blows it out of the water by comparison.
Very true. And, well, you gotta give it to these players. We know that this is the World Championship round of 16, but it's just so incredible.
Oh, WESTL right now behind on Surge, covers up the access to the garbage. If Vince pops Surge here, I think it might be over. Able to get to an eyepiece a little bit slow, but manages to pull it off in time before WESTL has an out.
The board, WESTL's board was just too uneven. Could not find the resources and the pieces necessary for a defense there.
Well, 5 pieces per second burst there from WESTL. A little bit taking the time just earlier on. Wants to make sure that he does not accept too much garbage, preventing opportunities to downstack. Another preemptive surge pop. Vince able to keep that back-to-back up to 8 and then launches it.
Okay, WESTL has a lot of cheese, makes all that disappear in like a singular combo.
And Vince likewise.
Yep, and yeah, there's the counter spike, and there's that match point going to Vince.
And it's another 250 attack per minute round. This is just, this is unfathomable. Like, even from a lot of our matches throughout TWC this year, we have not had the necessity for stats like these to take rounds, but this is just what is common between the VINCEHD and WESTL matchup. 300 APM, 5.7 pieces per second from WESTL.
Oh my god, Vince was like close to survival, kinda, despite all those misdrops. Like, those were really bad misdrops.
All right, here we go. Here is the well-oiled machine. WESTL trying to exceed all expectations on speed. Lets it rip a little bit early on the surge, and Vince right now
misdrops the crucial attack here. Might not be able to survive this. No, survives.
Oh, that eyepiece clear almost looked like a clutch clear with how close up on the stack it was, but fortunately WESTL able to make it back down to earth among all this garbage. All right, WESTL right now. Oh, okay, Vince is first to pop Surge. That's a lot of cheese that WESTL accepts. Quite an aggressive option, and it is going to be the downfall.
Yeah, too much cheese for WESTL to handle. Even with a quick Surge, could not cancel all of that for defense, and that's gonna be first set going to Vince. This is huge.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
this is just this is so incredible to see just the amount of offense. Because, like, a lot of players, especially within Season 2, have realized that although, yes, like, you know, if you're fast, you get Surge, you know, number go up faster, right? But at the same time, the timing aspect has really forced a lot of players to slow down, work with the all-spin-oriented gameplay to keep your stack much more manageable, much more flexible. But between WESTL and Vince, we're still seeing numbers well aligned with Season 1 gameplay of just get as much damage out as fast as possible. It does not matter whether speed is the focus or efficiency is the focus. We are seeing an incredible amount of lines flowing back and forth between Vince and WESTL.
Most definitely. These are like humongous numbers. Actually, so much that I could not even comprehend most of the time what even happened. So that being said, let's take this to I believe the.
Do we have analysts? Well, I think analysts is after stat, right? Well, maybe it's a little bit of spoiler for stream, but we will be having some quality breakdowns of the match besides the instantaneous response from Neutral and myself. Again, I like to think that we're very good at understanding what's going on, but it can be very difficult to understand what's going on, as you have just we have just demonstrated this in this instance. But
yeah, look at these numbers. These are not human numbers. 2:15 APM, 2:20 APM. Who does that? And this is a first to 11, mind you, not like your average Tetra League first to 7 set.
Yeah, this is not one where you can just like your opponent can wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you just get a quick 7-0 with just a couple of openers. Like this has taken a lot of endurance to be this dominant this long throughout the event, and like just I keep being at a loss of words every single time I finish one of these rounds, even rounds, not even the sets. That like there is so much to go over, but it's like I don't really know how else to phrase it other than just like they are truly playing at their prime and then some.
Me too, Davo. Me too. But yeah, the thing is, I'm a little bit concerned for these players because they have to play at least one other set of first to 11. And so stamina is like a huge problem when you're playing tournaments like these. Sure, you can perform this good your first set, but what about your second set? What about your third set? That's where it matters too.
Yeah, and I think that definitely is going to be, which I know is already kind of a little bit dangerous considering that Vince right now is up. I feel that because, speed and like warming up speed, like being able to play above 4.5 pieces per second consistently really does take a lot of prep going into a set, as well as how you maintain that speed. Because a lot of times, even if you're trying to play faster than that, you can run into misdrops seemingly at random, and you have to be very aware and adapt to those kinds of misdrops. But the longer you play, the more you might get fatigued. It's very easy for the faster player to encounter more of those misdrops and more of those catastrophic opportunities quicker than their opponent is. And so WESTL is at a spot where like the speed already, like it has been good, but the average right now is like just over 4 pieces per second, a little bit on the lower end. And it's definitely something we've seen WESTL play around with towards the end of the season. Like we saw a lot of like 5 to 6 against, Diao early on in the season, but I think due to some like technical like WESTL setup hasn't really been able to do so. But we really need to see a lot more, I think, from WESTL, but it runs into the risk of a lot more inconsistency. And I think that that's the difficult spot because Vince is able to punish those inconsistencies really well, having such good game knowledge and just always having a surge on hand or all spin plays ready to go. That I feel like WESTL is like a double or nothing scenario. Like you kind of have to go for broke because although the setups right now can work, I think that over time it may falter a bit quicker than Vince's play will.
Yeah, Vince is just that type of player. Like Vince game awareness is like
it's different. Yeah. It is built different.
It's very distinguished. I don't even know how to put it. Yeah.
That is what you get from such a storied history, and I mean, like even from the earliest of Tetrio Cups, like Vince was already making clips and highlights of just the craziest sorts of stacks. Even when the only pieces that kept back to back were TNI pieces.
Oh yeah, Vince has been around for forever, even. Damn.
All right, and so I think we're double checking this a little bit. Hopefully getting underway pretty shortly with our next match, but obviously, given how intense a lot of these matches have been over the evening, we want to make sure that both Vince and WESTL are getting that adequate rest. Especially just, if you're playing that fast, sometimes you got to give your hands a rest, you got to give your mind a rest, just reset entirely, say, you know what, that was set one. What's happened has happened, but now it's a different ball game.
Yeah, well, we want to make sure when these players are playing their best, you know?
All right, and back at it again at Krispy Kreme. We are at set 2. Vince is up right now, so WESTL has a lot of work cut out for himself. But the double eyepiece misdrop, not a great way to come back from the reset.
It'll get fixed, though. It'll get fixed. But WESTL might take this away, though, because look at the surge.
Okay, but here's the question now. When is WESTL going to pop the back-to-back surge? Again, has the advantage, but as we've heard from our casters such as Cab and Blarg, that you really have to be very careful about when you pop surge and what your stack underneath looks like. You need a follow-up to a lot of these attacks because players are so good at surviving many of these spikes. But, that misdrop there, not a great start for WESTL.
Yeah, with WESTL's follow-up attack right after that that surge break was just not good enough. Vince was able to just wiggle out the necessary defense.
Oh no, this is a lot of misdrops right now from WESTL. There's still some creative plays being made to keep that damage up, but again, Vince has been able to slow down and continue to play at the same rates. Although, as I say that, there's another misdrop there from Vince.
Okay, Vince got it sorted out, though. Okay, a surge exchange.
All right, relatively clean garbage.
Well. Yeah, very clean wells on both sides here. Okay, but Vince has a harder well to work with here. 1-8 wells. Yeah,
oh, that's an early surge pop. Oh my goodness, the eye is in queue at the perfect time.
Vince survives though? Yeah, nah, Vince, just leave the crazy down stack to Vince. Yep, and still on top of things.
Oh, that's a misdrop at the worst time. Misdrop again.
So close to finding that survival though. I did not actually expect that T-skim. Oh my lord.
All right, and although WESTL had a little bit more of the misdropped heavy play at the beginning of that round, Vince started to falter a little bit. I guess a wee bit contrary to earlier assumptions. And WESTL right now going for the LST blitz, stacking really high up on the left-hand side. Gonna have to break that surge early.
Yeah. WESTL not feeling too risky, decided against the LST. All right, and now has to defend against a lot of here. Yeah. Another point.
Yeah, unfortunately, the more you try to play defensively in Season 2, the more you can run into problems when your opponent just continues to build up surge and you don't have any way of forcing that board into a disadvantageous scenario. Because that is really the thing WESTL is going to have to focus on when that surge disadvantage is. Like, WESTL has the speed to make things happen even without a surge, but needs to make sure it's done at the right moment to ensure that that surge, after getting launched off, is not going to top him out.
My god, look at that beautiful sequence from Vince and the surge break too.
And I don't know how you build a second surge up that fast, or maybe that was just extra down stack and I misread that, but yeah, like Vince already had the finishing blow and just sent that little extra grace of like 8 to 10 extra lines with mini surge.
I mean, it honestly just looks like your average power stack, which I'm all for, you know.
Oh, that's some very clever all spins there from Vince. WESTL able to hold on to surge a little bit longer.
But look at this.
I don't know if that's going to be for the best.
Wow, not able to open up the well in time for the eyepiece. Damn, that's rough.
All right, and although I think we had only one lead surpass 3 points in set 1, we already have a lead of 3 in set 2.
Oh, okay, a little bit of misdrop from Vince. Just gonna try to look for that defense, though.
Oh, WESTL's going a full LST right now, 5 pieces per second, looking for the closer.
But I look away from the screen. Yeah, Vince didn't have surge, and now Vince had surge. WESTL didn't have surge. WESTL had surge. What's going on?
Again, because the all spins are able to build surge just like a regular T-spin double. Like, the surges are able to get built so incredibly fast without the stack really moving anywhere. But again, that is partly the strength of being able to use a quick surge on defenses. Just a couple of the right spins and you could immediately have a bonus of 4 extra lines at your disposal. You can see Vince using it right there, able to hold off a little bit more of the onslaught that WESTL's trying to send, while giving Vince a little bit more time to think about that down stack. Oh, wow, and these are just, okay. We are making some prophecies here today with these all spins from Vince. WESTL right now, clean access to the garbage, behind on Surge, but beautiful use of the all spins, mitigating everything that Vince has been sending over, and now WESTL is the one in the driver's seat. Oh, has a clean transition to the well. This is huge right now. Vince trying to be as careful as possible. WESTL playing around the misdrops. Unfortunately, not going to result in an instant victory due to those earlier misdrops. But my goodness, the ability to just slide that eyepiece down ever so carefully. Oh, the hesitation, is that going to be enough? And that is enough for Vince to grab another round. And WESTL, this match is slipping from his fingers. 4 games down now against Vince. We can see Centerwell, WESTL, 5 pieces per second, looking to get a couple more all spins, a little bit more, but unfortunately just not able to make the magic happen as in set 1. And as Vince is just continuing to build up Surge. All right, very nice adaptation as well there. Vince making a couple of adjustments on the down stack. In the meantime, oh my goodness, 22 there from WESTL. And WESTL able to grab yet another round. All right, no early O to kick things off. But thankfully, WESTL, especially for his sake, able to keep things a little bit close for Vince. Does not want to, already down a game in the overall set, does not want to let things go any further in Vince's favor. That would be a very difficult task to come back from. Very nice setup of the, well, I think tried to I-spin to kind of clean that up. Unfortunately, did not work out. Things are not looking too fancy at this point in time. Vince still keeping that stack very low. And again, a low stack gives you a lot of opportunities to not only build all spin surges, but also to determine where that garbage is coming in, how quickly you can gain access to it for a counter spike. As Vince continuing to be very wary of how much garbage is on this stack at a given time. But right now, WESTL has cleared through all of the garbage, and you can see the speed starting to build right now from WESTL. Currently just at around 4 pieces per second, but we are succeeding well past that with a 200 attack per minute round. WESTL grabs another, and that is 2 back-to-back rounds, making sure that Vince does not get too comfortable. On the TD opener, perfect counter spike for Vince, gets halted by a misdrop. And just as quickly as things were looking so well for Vince, the script has flipped as WESTL has a 3-0 run in the past 3 games. And all of a sudden, things could be slipping out of Vince's grasp just as quickly as they were getting built up. All right, roughly even surges between Vince and WESTL. Vince is able to hold on Surge a little bit longer, not able to continue keeping to build it, but able to still get a little bit out of that stack. Not entirely much, but both players have reset to pretty low on the stack right now. And Vince continuing to look for any way to build up those spin singles, get as much Surge out of as little of a board as possible. Before sending off that spike, it does force the pop Surge from WESTL. And Vince deciding to match WESTL's pace here a little bit. We have not really seen a speed up from WESTL, but I think in the couple of previous games, WESTL's opening blitz was a little bit more formidable, and Vince was not able to handle it too well. And as we go further and further into the mid-game, things may start to favor Vince unless we see some catastrophic misdrops. WESTL able to open up to the well once again, continuing that back-to-back surge. And Vince as well with some very nice all spins. The 22 spike before Surge was even popped, then lets it loose to make sure that WESTL's response is not going to do anything to Vince's board. A little bit of a tricky spot there for Vince, but able to get to the clean garbage in time. An engine for all of this to work out. And we are now approaching a 2-minute round where both players are well above 200 attack per minute for a sustained period of time. This is so incredibly difficult for many of even our top players in the bracket still. But it looks like Vince is going to be the first to pop that surge. WESTL able to take everything and send that 39 counter spike. Vince looking for a down stack, able to get about half of that spike down. But WESTL 4 games back to back. And this is an even game, 5 games apiece. All right, and the TD, a little bit of, not exactly the greatest order there for Vince. Manages to recover a little bit, keeping that back-to-back steady. A little bit tricky, though, having to work with this sidewell. Which, again, may be able to keep the stack clean pretty easily, but keeping back-to-back is a whole nother challenge. Oh, and there's the C-spin there from Vince, still keeping so much garbage. And the all-spins continuing, and I think another STSD there from Vince transitions perfectly into that well in column 3. And Vince just looking to build up even more back-to-back is going to have to sacrifice an eyepiece. In the meantime, we do have a misdrop over on that right-hand side. Surge at 22 for Vince, still continuing to build it up. 26 surge is where it ends, and WESTL does not have an option. The stack is way too high, and Vince finally ends this 4-0 run in its tracks, able to hold on to this lead.
Yeah, hello, am I live?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome back.
Sorry for making this happen. Second time in a row this stream, by the way, but yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, look at this surge WESTL's building up to. Damn. Yeah, it's very rare that you see Vince on a surge deficit here, but no, look at this. Vince combating it quite nicely. Look at this well open.
The double eyepiece, the quickest spike in the business for Vince.
Yeah, but look at that. WESTL is completely unfazed. Yeah, counter spike, the DT. Oh my god, dude, and the kills. That's so good.
Oh, and another 250 mister, another deuce at 6 games apiece between Vince and WESTL. I know it seems impossible that every single match in TWC has just always been incredibly close. Vince with a little bit of the time and wait strategy, gonna have to keep an eye on whether or not that works out. But I think the 327 AP or attack per minute from WESTL, able to get win number 7. I cannot believe. You know what? Props to WESTL. I said that maybe it was a go broke or go home time. I think WESTL is saying, you know what? If it works, it works. Good stuff. Good stuff. We are still seeing 5 pieces per second WESTL at the moment. Not slowing down too much, which is a little bit terrifying. Especially as Vince, the downstack options are running dry, and that's going to cause some misdrops. WESTL continuing this incredible amount of momentum carrying through. WESTL is now up by 2 games. Oh, we've got the LST Bliss once again from WESTL. One of the quickest ways to get out so much garbage without even having to rely on the all spins. 250 attack per minute, and Surge is still on deck, lets it rip. Vince able to survive 200 attack per minute with 3 pieces per second. Unbelievable amounts of efficiency. Still unfazed by the 6 pieces per second WESTL, as things are now starting to settle a little bit into mid-game. And there's the counter spike from Vince, able to get 30 lines out of that damage. And starting to claw back the score. WESTL still in the lead by 1, but quite literally anyone's game, as things can change within a matter of seconds. And there's the already 28 spike under 10 seconds from WESTL, and that doesn't even count everything else that happened leading up to the surge. And Vince right now just holding pace, a little bit slower, but still just as efficient for the most part. Having to rely on a couple of skims, but so much clean garbage coming in from WESTL that Vince really just needs to play without eyepieces and then the rest will kind of just fall into place. And perfect timing of the Surge Pop as we are now at a deuce of 8 games. We are in a first to 3 against 2 of the world's best at what they do. Vince is hoping to close this out 2 sets to none. WESTL is looking to get on the board and push this to a set 3. WESTL lets that Surge go a little bit early. Very risky strategy that has not worked out in recent rounds. But thankfully, enough garbage there that WESTL is able to work with while the incoming garbage is able to get countered. And so that stack going to be cool, calm, and collected for the time being. Ice Spin into Surge Pop there from Vince, trying every trick in the book to keep Surge on deck. But a couple of misdrops in, WESTL is going to get a small advantage, 9 games to 8. WESTL 2 away from pushing this to our set 3. And both players, again, early eye, TKI, but Vince is going to be the one waiting out. There's the double eye piece, lets it go. Very early Surge Pop. Extremely aggressive play, very unlike Vince in this scenario, to just kind of fish for the KO, especially being down in the set. And just to clean things up, though, but in the meantime, WESTL has a slight Surge advantage, as Vince is going to have to struggle to keep up. Vince able to use a little bit of tiny bit of combo multiplier. All spins definitely helping, but not enough to keep all of this pressure off. But WESTL has popped Surge in the meantime, and that will give Vince a little bit of breathing room to make it all the way back down to the ground. Has reached ground zero, able to play with no garbage on the board. WESTL right now able to get to that clean garbage just ever so slightly, but at a Surge disadvantage. If Vince is able to hold on to Surge for a little bit longer, but no, WESTL's damage is enough to force Vince into the back seats. Okay, just barely surviving there. Vince with the S-spin into the T-spin over on the right side. Able to get Surge up to 4 before breaking, getting as much of that extra damage as humanly possible.
All right. Both start to pull Surge back up again. Oh, WESTL not feeling too greedy here. Good call.
Oh, and there's the all-spin spike. Vince getting almost a 20 spike without even letting Surge go. Has just built Surge on spin singles and doubles alone. Nearly having a misdrop.
No,
all right, well, it does have a misdrop.
The STSD.
Continuing it. A very greedy continuation. Finally gets that 24 spike. Puts all the eggs
Still gets
all the eggs in one basket. We are in a first to 2. We could very well see another tiebreaker. I think this would be our 5th or 6th of the night.
Players of this caliber are just so close against each other. For a perfectly good reason, too. Because look at the performance they're pumping out tonight.
All is wet. Oh, WESTL gets that earlier Surge. Vince! Oh my!
How, dude? How?
Just in the nick of time, Vince grabbing the STSD, settles for a single into quad over on the right side to keep Surge even longer and build up that Surge even stronger. Currently, WESTL right now does not have an easy way to access the garbage, and that's exactly when Vince sends the Surge. Perfect timing.
That's a heartbreaking misdrop on WESTL, and that's gonna be match point, actually, for Vince.
This is win 2 or go home for WESTL. There is no other option. Trying to play above 5 pieces per second in the opener, but has to slow down a little bit, working with the garbage. Finds a little bit of a spike, but not enough. And that is going to be the opening that Vince needs. Another 11 to 9. Vince emerges victorious. Oh my goodness, what a showcase. What? What happened? Oh, sorry. I thought I was getting